All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Final Whistle Podcast. I'm here by everyone who's here today. Mr. George,
Hi, everyone.
Barney,
Hello, everyone.
and Lath is back.
Welcome back.
Actually, no,
everyone.
Lath was there last episode, but man,
Yeah,
Barney,
it was.
yeah.
Consistently.
I was sick.
Yeah, it's all right. All right, so for this episode, there's not a lot of games that we can just talk about and round off for the week. So we decided we're gonna go with a top 10 players right now actively playing. Okay, this is also excluding Messi, Ronaldo, because I think even if they're actively playing right now, there would be obviously us would put them first and second due to what they've done. Some people. What I said when we were doing this, that we'll base it off what they've done so far, and they have to be actively playing, so they're playing week in, week out, and whatever. But you boys probably based it on whatever. I base it on just in general what they've done so far and actively playing right now. But yeah, so how I done the list is we got the top 10 players obviously, and then I put them in. Whoever is first, oh, there we go, sound of it. I put it in first, second, third, fourth, and from there it goes from percentages. So whoever puts in first is 100% first. Second is 90%, goes down and down. And let's say, for an example, I'm just saying a name. If we put Lewandowski first, he 100% of the time he's first. But then if some people puts in fourth or whatever, the percentages go down. So then he goes down the list. It's a bit weird. It took time. My brain hurt.
Sounds hectic.
Yeah, but we moved.
Let's go.
It's pretty exciting. I was pretty excited for this. But I'm going to tell you now, there is 17 players named. Okay? 17
man.
players named.
Top 10.
Yes.
That's bad.
17 players named. But, obviously, we'll shout out the mentioned ones from 17 to 11. And we're going to
Yep.
find out who just missed out. Okay? And we're going to then talk about the top 10. All right. I'm very excited. I'm also going to expose whoever put this player in whoever. Okay? So,
Right.
Okay.
from 17th, 16th, and 15th, all have...
So is it ties?
There is ties, yes.
Even in
so
the top
if-
10?
I'll explain it later. So,
Okay. All right. Let's
from 17th, 16th, and 15th, we have Jamal Musiala. You know what? I'll go from 17th to 15th. Florian Wirtz was 17th. Cole Palmer was 16. And Florian Wirtz... then Musiala was 15. Each having 2 points each. Which means 5% of the people put him there. And I'm going to expose. So Florian Wirtz, only one person put him in. And that was... put your hand up. That's Barney. He put him at 10th. Okay.
No.
Look, I thought it was right now, just so you know.
Yeah, no,
I thought it was
it's
right
alright.
now.
Hey, no, it's fine. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Palmer with 2 points. I think it was George only.
No, it was me as
And
well.
Barney
I think
as well.
I think I put Palmer in as well.
So who put Wirtz as well?
I didn't.
Oh, no, he
I
just.
didn't put votes.
Oh, I think it's just yeah. Okay, so it's just the average. I think you put him. Where'd you put him, Bun? You put him 9th.
I think I put Palmer 9th and Wirtz 10th.
Oh, okay, that's alright. And then Musiala 15th. So who put Musiala?
Not me.
You, George. Okay.
It was
And you
just
put
me.
him pretty high, George. You put him at like 8th.
I think 8th, yeah.
9th. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I thought
so if we go
we
here-
were going off.
Musiala was put 9th by George, and Palmer was 10th for you, while Barney had...
I had Palmer 10th
And Wirtz 9th.
9th.
Yes.
I had
Yeah.
Palmer 10th and Musiala 9th.
Yeah, so that's all right. So that's why the 2 points were each, and that's why they're all tied 5%. Just a quick shout out. I do hear it. I think Wirtz coming back from injury has been very phenomenal. Palmer, obviously, he's been that whole season, what he's had last season, and now he's just still ridiculous. And Musiala, I hear it. I hear it, how good he is, how good he's been for Bayern. But I mean, why did you guys put him in? Obviously, you two, you put both of them.
So
All three of them had one each.
the way
so.
I done my entire top 10 was from the start of the 23-24 season until today. That's it.
Okay, so you've based it on
Yeah.
the last season too.
You know,
Literally,
yeah, I
that's-
think I agree. I agree with George as well. I didn't like that, but I also, because I remember in chat you mentioned about their careers, so I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay, let me just switch one or two.
Yeah.
So I had to switch. I had to switch a bit, but I do think Wirtz has been very good from
Yeah.
23-24. He's been one of the best attacking midfielders, and in my opinion, he's been actually better than Musiala. Honestly.
I do hear it. I feel like he's been integral to Bayern Leverkusen the whole run that they had. And you know what? There was some shouts that like he was probably as good as Musiala, as he said. Even for Germany, there was times where Nagelsmann would interchange both Musiala and Florian Wirtz. But that's from them. That's honorable mention. We're not going to take too much time because we want to get to the top 10. But at 14th place with 4 points is Manuel Neuer.
What?
That's the Zaya pick, bro.
And
No, I picked Manuel Neuer.
and Manuel Neuer
Oh,
was
that's
my
a
left.
good
Wait,
pick.
because
That's a late
listen.
pick.
Yeah, but he's got to listen.
I just want to
Like,
say he put Neuer
I
at 7.
went off. Just listen. I went off.
Okay.
Yeah,
Where
go
did I
ahead.
put Neuer? I put him on 7th as well.
You put 7. Yeah. No, that's
Yeah,
what I
you
said.
put
You
him
put
on
him at
7.
7.
Yeah, you put him at 7.
Oh, okay. But listen, I went
And nobody
off
else
as
did
a-
it. Just you.
Yeah, but no, I asked you and you said we're going off all the trophies combined, actively playing. Okay? I didn't go off of
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
this season. Because if that was the case, I would have changed. Wirtz would have been in there, Musiala, or all these players would have been in there or something. I
Yeah.
went off all time, but they're currently playing.
Fair enough.
You know,
Yeah.
not retired or anything.
I
That's
did
why I went with
specify
Neuer.
in the chat. I did say in the chat, like we said it beforehand, that this is what we're basing it off. But
Yeah.
it's fine. It's alright. It doesn't matter. Like he's not in the top 10. It doesn't matter. So we're not gonna go. But it's a good shot. He's probably been the best goalkeeper since Buffon.
Oh my gosh.
That's,
Sorry.
Yeah,
that's
if
my
Buffon was
opinion.
actively playing, I would put him in there.
That's true. All right, at 13th place with 12%, which is 5 points, is Robert Lewandowski. And that's another late one.
Yeah.
We
Because
put Lewa at 6. I
Yeah.
I understand, yeah. But it's not a bad shout. It's not, actually, it generally is not a bad
you
shout.
think about it,
I
I
you
just
hear
put
what-
wanted
Ballon
who's on the
d'Ors.
bottom of that list.
You will find out soon.
I can tell you my
Mate,
list
there's
after.
some madness here, I promise.
Yeah.
What have you
No.
done, mate?
Because I asked him. He said we're going off
Yeah.
of currently playing, but
Career.
the best career-wise, or trophies, everything. And I
that's-
thought,
yeah.
okay, all these players could go in there. That's why I thought about it deeper than everyone else, or I don't know how to say it.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear it. No, it's alright. It's alright. We're not gonna go into him, but I think it's a good shot because I think he is second best. Like from I think maybe from 2016 and onwards, probably one of the best strikers of our generation since like Suarez and the R9s and the Ibras. He's been that constantly like a goal scorer, amazing in the Bundesliga. Done so well in the Champions League, robbed off a Ballon d'Or, at least maybe 2 Ballon d'Ors in my opinion, but obviously the
Yeah,
5'7"
at least.
Argentinian GOAT wins it off him, which is fair. So it happens in life. All right, number 12 with 6
There'll be more
points.
madness. More madness.
Yeah, there's gonna be more madness. At number 12 with 6 points, it's not a bad shout, but he's not actively playing. Is Toni Kroos?
Oh, he retired. I
That's
forgot.
funny. That's,
not
oh my
me.
god.
That's not me.
I went. Tony.
Yeah, that's late.
Oh, that was on me.
Right.
That was on me. He retired. I forgot he retired last season.
Lay. Shut up, Lay. Shut up.
Let
Listen,
it put out
listen.
the belt.
Listen,
What's happening?
I didn't think about Tony just retiring.
Did you not notice we haven't spoken about him for the past year?
I forgot all about him, bro. I forgot all about him. I genuinely thought he still played for Madrid. I thought he
Oh,
was out
bro's
for injury.
tweaking.
Oh my gosh, it's alright. Doesn't matter. But you know what? If he didn't retire, I hear it straight out. Again, I hear it. But it's been a stinker from you late so far. But it's alright.
I've ruined the whole thing.
No,
You'll
you're
see.
good. Doesn't matter. It's
No,
alright.
you're
You're
good.
Oh, you're good, you're good.
All right. Here's where it gets a little tricky.
Oh, this
With
is the part where it
tied
gets.
points, with tied points, 11th and 10th. Okay, so whoever is 11th, we're gonna miss out because this guy made it 10. All right, but in 11th place and just missing out on the top 10 is Luka Modric. Now the reason why he has 8 points is because Laith put him second.
No, I didn't. Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I
He
did,
has your thing right next to him. He knows. He knows.
Yeah, I've ruined
He
it,
put
bro.
Luka Modric.
There's no point. I'm
it's,
gonna
it's
leave.
not a bad.
No,
I'm
no,
honest,
wait, it's good.
I genuinely think, in my opinion, if he wasn't like, it's not even a bad shot. In my opinion, he was in my shortlist as well. But I was thinking of like maybe just the people that are just coming in, like the younger ones who's still in their prime. Obviously, Modric, he's still actively playing, but I put him in the same bracket as like the Messi Ronaldo thing because he's already had his whole time. I'm saying right now, currently, like actively here, game in, game out, still young, still got time in their hands. So I think it's a really good show. He could have been like maybe 9th or 8th with me, but I didn't put him in obviously. But you put him second.
You know, by the list you're making, Laith,
It's
I
a good
agree
all
with
time.
you. But who's ahead of Modric in that list? I just want to know.
He's second. Okay,
Who's
so,
ahead of Modric?
so you will find out
No,
who's
like,
above
real
him.
one.
Find out who's ahead of Modric. I'm
Who's
pretty
ahead of
sure
Modric?
everyone.
Alrighty, so this is
We'll
officially
find out.
our top 10.
Okay.
Okay. Alrighty, so this is gonna get fun. Our 10th place, the 10th best player right now, is from Madrid.
Yes, I know who it is.
As a midfielder.
He is a midfielder. He is Uruguayan. He is
Yeah, I knew it.
Federico Valverde. Obviously, he just made it to 10th place. 10th is pretty pretty low in my opinion, but I
For
hear,
him.
yeah,
I agree.
I feel like
I
from the
didn't have
10th
him on
to
my list.
yeah, it's alright. You had Modric, it's alright. You had the older Valverde, but you have I think Valverde has been honestly a staple in Madrid's team. If there's no Federico, there's no there's not a lot of movement and trading and all how Valverde is, and he's been played so he's been integral to how Ancelotti has been playing. He used to put him at right back, right wing, bro. In the Champions League final when they beat Liverpool, bro, he played right wing back. I was like, man, fair enough. I was like, no worries. And then he goes center mid, scores the goals. I mean, obviously I don't know where I put him. I put him, I think. Let me double check. I put him at 10th.
I think I put him 7th.
You put him 7th.
Yeah.
George put him 8th, and they didn't have him in. But it's alright.
You know, I just think he's the best centre mid in the world right now.
That's
Ugh.
exactly why I picked him.
I don't think there's a
Listen.
centre mid better than him.
Exactly.
Do you know why? He starts in every single team in the world. And
Yeah.
he can replace anyone doing anything.
Can I just
He's
throw
the
it in
best centre
there?
mid in the world.
We can't just agree with the Real Madrid supporter. Because I can come out and be like, Gundogan is the best centre mid right now.
Yeah.
No, you
No,
can't.
no.
No, you
No,
can't.
no,
No,
you
you
can't.
can't.
Based off Leif's list,
Look,
I could be.
the
Based off Leif's list, it could be.
the reason you're saying Valverde is one of the best centre mids right now is because he's had a decent 5, 6, 7 games where he scored 2, 3
Oof.
cracker goals,
But-
and all of a sudden, no, don't be shocked and
Say
everything.
wait, no, don't continue. No.
What?
Say. Last season,
Oh my.
last season, what did I say to you? Didn't I say
Yeah.
we do not need Mbappe? Sorry,
Yeah.
I said Valverde. Even if Mbappe joins, Valverde is a more important player for Madrid than Mbappe will ever be. I said it to him,
Yeah.
and this season he's proved me right again.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
think Valverde has ever been
And
dropped,
then
by
next
the way.
season, the season
No, I
after
don't
think he's
that,
ever
when
been
Mbappe
dropped.
picks up his game.
I'm just saying, Valverde has never ever been dropped. No one has ever said, drop Valverde because he's not playing well. And he's
but
been
look who
playing
he's
for how
competing
many
with.
years now? What do you
What do you
mean?
mean?
Cruz,
Camavinga.
Modric,
Oh.
Casemiro.
Yeah, but Cruz is like 40 years
That's
old.
when he was coming in. This is when
Modric
he was
is 40
coming in.
years
I hear
old.
it.
I know, but
I feel
still,
like-
when he was coming
Yeah,
in,
but
he was
there's-
still starting.
Yeah, I think that if you look at it later as well, it's like he's like I said earlier, he's a staple. He's a must-have starter in your team.
He does everything.
He does everything. Like you know how
He can shoot. He can run.
he's
he
a
has
runner.
pace,
Like he will
can
work.
defend.
He will work that
He-
midfield. He's a ball carrier. He's got
Right,
a
easy-
shot in him.
Easy way to solve this, yeah? Because we're talking about right now, in the past year, who's been a better player, Gundogan or Valverde? And and we've been sitting at the same house watching you talk about Gundogan. So
Hey,
go,
man.
who's been
Listen,
better?
listen.
Hey, man.
None of Valverde.
I'm
Come
not.
on, man.
I'm not speaking. I plead the fifth.
Oh,
Calvin Phillips is better.
that. Yeah, in his
Yeah.
they called him the Yorkshire Polo.
Yeah.
All right, so that
Only
is
Yorkshire, Danny Ceballos.
yeah, that's Ceballos. All right, so that was him at 10. Number 9 with 11 points, which was 27.5% of the votes. He was in, so he was literally 7% more than Valverde, and his name was or is
Is crazy.
Harry Kane. At number
Oh
9.
yeah.
Yes, Harry Kane is number 9. I had him at 8th. George
had
had
him
him
at
at George had him
Yeah.
at 6.
6. Yeah.
Barney didn't have him at all. And Leith had him at 9th. Oh, no, 10th.
10.
Yes. So, Barney, explain why you didn't put Harry Kane in.
Honestly, you know my list. It's kind of the best position. Like, I base it around the best in each position, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's another person in that list, which I think is the best in that position currently.
Okay.
And I feel like, look, career-wise, Harry Kane's been very good, but he's missing one thing, and we all know what that one thing is.
I hear it, yeah.
Once he starts to collect those, maybe I can put him high on my list. But if you're not a winner, football doesn't mean anything, bro. In top level, in elite level where he's played.
Yeah,
That's
And
my
he's still,
opinion at least.
he's still got
I-
records.
you know what? I
He's
think
got
he's
records,
bro,
but like, what,
you know,
what has he achieved with those records?
but you know what? It gives me the whole like, the Alan Shearer vibes, where he was at Newcastle for in like majority of his career, and even at Blackburn. But he's such a goal scorer. He's one of the best goal scorers the Premier's ever seen. But he doesn't have the trophies as much as like, for example, the Henry or the
Andy
Wayne
Cole,
Rooney,
Ian
the
Wright.
Andy Cole, Ian
Those
Wright, all
was-
those kind of
no.
strikers. But Harry Kane is probably the best striker ability-wise the Prem has
got
seen
more,
in a
yeah.
while. Like, you know what? He's got so like I think he's second most goal scorer in the league or whatever. He's in the top 3, and I mean I feel bad because he played at a team like Spurs who notoriously don't win anything, but he now went to Bayern. He unfortunately didn't win anything in his first season, but I think now he might pick it up and start like obviously still scoring. I think he was the top goal scorer from last
But-
season.
He's got
And-
85 GA in the past year and a half.
That's
85
crazy.
in
That's
65
crazy.
How many
games.
games?
65 games, he's got 85
That's-
goals and
and,
assists.
bro. That is and
Yeah.
everything that we say, even at the Euros, he's a staple in England's team. Like strike, like he's the best. Okay, hear me out. He's the best English player to come come out of England, like for a striker since Wayne Rooney.
Bro, I'll go one step further. He's the most complete striker of this generation.
Yeah, I hear it.
Like,
Anything
sack
you
his
want, he can do.
trophies. But
Yeah.
individually, if I
Yeah.
wanted to pick a striker for my team, I would pick Harry Kane always.
Yeah.
What do you mean by
Nico Jackson all day.
complete?
Like,
So
he's
overall
got
game,
link up,
overall game,
finishing, he's passing,
Passing,
he's strong in
yeah.
the air, everything. He's got everything.
Wouldn't you put Benzema up there?
Yeah, but
Honestly.
yeah, but I think you know what it is. Benzema was more.
He's more of a
like-
poacher than Kane is.
But and also
No,
if you
but
think
he
about
did drop back a lot, I feel like.
yeah, but I
Like,
think
he
about
dropped
this.
into the 10 role.
Benzema was more. What's it called?
Sorry,
How
I'm
else-
bringing Madrid into this,
No,
but
no, no,
I'm
you're
just
good.
like asking.
No.
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to find the words for it, but he was he was
Hey,
lucky
more
to be in the
creative.
team. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was lucky to be in a team in Real Madrid who had Ronaldo and Bale who would feed for him. Now imagine Kane who would link up and made bro. Imagine this. He made Heung-min Son and whoever was on the right for him, like whoever came in, they make him
Kulusevski.
score goals off. Yeah,
He
bro.
turned Son into a world class player. You can see now the way Son's performing. It's not as good as when Kane was there. It
obviously
shows.
now, like the person that take his offers like to continue from his boots is Solanke, who's got good hold up play, but it's not like Harry Kane.
Yeah,
Man.
he's not Kane. He's
Yeah.
not Kane. No.
But
Okay.
I hear why you wouldn't put him in, but us three have had him in, and he is at 9th, which is
I hear why you guys put him in, but like I just felt like there's 10 better players currently.
yeah,
In
I
my
hear it.
opinion, at least.
Yeah, that's fine.
Achievements wise and everything.
that's fair enough. All right, at 8th is another Englishman with 12 points. 30% of us had him in, not high though, but 30% had him in. Okay, and he wears the number 5 for Real Madrid, Mr. Jude Bellingham. He was 8th place for us in general with 12 points. I think all of us had him in, except Leith. Barney had him in at 5th.
I told
exactly his
you. I
number.
told you my list.
I
It's
know,
alright,
but
yeah,
I'm
we
gonna
know, we
react every time.
yeah. Bellingham
Mexican waves, left, right, and center.
Bellingham was 5th for Barney, convenient, number 5. George had Jude in 7th, and
Yep.
I had Jude in 9th. I had Harry Kane over him, obviously. But yeah, so obviously, Leif, you would put him in. I understand. So let's say
Yeah, if I was-
realistically, we've all had him in, and I'm gonna start off with Barney, who watches him week in, week out. And what do you think about Mr. Jude Bellingham?
You know what it is? Bro, this guy, honestly, like, he plays with passion for the club. Every ball he tries to fight for, every shot, it's with his heart. Like, I don't know how to explain it. He's just phenomenal in general, bro. Like, everything he does for me is something you want to see out of a Madrid player. And like, him missing, for example, this weekend, right? Him missing the penalty, and then to come back from that just shows what type of character he has. You need that character in Madrid. And every time he scores a goal, you can see he kisses the badge as well. I just love the player in general, to be honest. I think this is gonna be biased, but he can be the greatest English player of all time. He has a potential, bro.
Oh yeah, I hear
He
it,
has
no,
the potential.
obviously, yeah.
Honestly. And I feel like he can bring England the World Cup as well, especially under Tuchel. He can
Tuchel,
bring them a World Cup.
Yeah, I hear it. I'm gonna speak on Jude because I loved Jude ever since he was at Borussia Dortmund, and he obviously I didn't watch him at Birmingham, but when he came to Dortmund, he was the kind of midfielder I liked. Like with him as a player, his overall game is very good. You can play him anywhere from DM to centre mid to a box to box to a cam to a like. You can even play him as a striker because he's got the movement as a striker, the finishing. He's got you know what he's got in him? A match winner, a game winner. He's got the thing where it's like, I'm not gonna stop until I get a goal or until something happens from me. And that's why I like Jude so much. And I think he's like I said about Valverde, he is generally, you have to start Jude for England, for Real, for whoever. If you have a Jude Bellingham in your team, he is an undeniable. Again, I'm gonna see the staple, which is just a stick on play. You always have to have him in the squad. Like, bro, they played him as a false nine one game when they had Vinny and Rodrigo, like Rodrigo or whatever, because they had no striker and he was doing it. But the first half of that season, the first season he came in, bro, he was the best player in the league. He scored 2 goals in this El Clasico, and they made Gavi stick on him, and he still scored 2 goals in the El Clasico. In the Euros, winning games for England. But this guy is honest, and he's still 20 years old, 21 years old. He's still going, and he looks like he's mature for his. He looks like a 28-year-old in his prime playing, and he's 20. That's crazy to me, man. Straight out. George, any words?
To be honest, like you said, like, because when I was picking him, I was like, okay, he has games where he's shocking, but the reason why he's such a great player and the reason why Madrid bought him is because the moment you need someone to step up, he's always there. I bet you he can play a game where he doesn't complete a single pass, misses every duel, air swings every clearance. 90th minute, he'll come up, score the winner. Everyone's going to forget about it because that's the type of player he is. And it's like, just players like that, they're so difficult to find. And he's just, class. He's class talent. What else was I going
It's
to
the
say?
mentality, bro.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like he's such a perfect fit for Madrid. It's the mentality he has. He just keeps going. He just keeps going up until the final minute, bro. It's a perfect fit. It's a match made in heaven.
Literally. Laith, any words why you would have had him in?
I would have had him in there because there's not many players in that position as good as him currently. I think there's only a couple, but if we're making a
Gundogan?
top 10 currently, no, not Gundogan. Not Gundogan. No, like in that cam position, if that's what he plays. Closest
little
I can
deeper
think
now.
of currently. I mean, it's what is it? It's Musiala, Wirtz, and Odegaard. These players, Palmer, they're the closest thing around him.
Yeah.
You know, and I think out of all of them, Odegaard's the closest because of how
Oh, really? Wow.
good he's been. You know,
Oh, I like that. That's a good shot.
but Bellingham's at top at the moment, unless someone turns their season around and starts becoming one of the best cams out there.
Yeah.
So
I hear
yeah,
it.
that's
Alright,
why it's
so
so
that-
Chris.
Yeah, that's true. All right, this is where we get to 7th place, and I'm gonna say this now. If I'm looking at the list, only 2 people had him in, but
I know who it is. I have a
he
feeling I
For
know who it
me,
is.
I think I know who it is.
he was high up. Do you want to take a
I
guess
didn't
who it
have
was?
him on my list.
Do you wanna
Kevin
take
De
it?
Bruyne.
He is Mr.
knew it.
KDB.
I knew it was Kevin De Bruyne.
Kevin De Bruyne is 7th
knew it.
place, 14th points. Obviously, I had him in because I think he's still actively playing. And if you generally have to think about it, okay, I'm gonna tell you what I had him at 6. Leith had him at 3rd.
I had him. Yeah.
Yeah, Leith had him at 3rd, which is not a bad
Like I
shout.
said, it's the current players. It's current
Yeah.
players who've been so consistent over the years.
Yeah.
He's won two player of the seasons. He's won a Champions League. He's won like 6 Premier Leagues. He's been so good. I think besides Henry, he's equaled his assists in a single season.
Yeah.
And he's been doing. I think he done it for 5-6 seasons before his injuries started kicking in. And he's
And
the
do you
only
wanna-
player that was
Yeah.
there before Guardiola, joined City.
And I
So,
think, you know what? And
yeah.
the one thing I love about KDB is that, honestly, the kind of the chance creating he does, these passes he gives, it's generally not normal. It's like in my eyes, like I watch. There was a game. I think it was the Newcastle game last season. Yeah, they were 2-0 down. Yeah, and he came on, scored a goal, and gave that assist to Oscar Bob. And in
Yeah.
my eyes, I said, "This is insane." And he had the whole the slick back hair with his head
Mind
the
you,
long
he came back from injury.
injury. And you
Okay.
know what a lot of people said about KDB is that even the people there, the medical staff, they said, do you know how they described his hamstring? Because that was the main thing about his injuries. They described it as a wet tissue. They said he's been playing, his hamstring was like a wet tissue ever since he started getting dropped more last season and the season before, and even this season, because he was just fighting. And I remember, was it last season? I think it was last season or the season before. No, it was the season before when they won the treble. When they won the Champions League, they said that he played through that entire injury just so they can win the Champions League. And he was the most integral throughout the whole Champions League campaign, the entire of the Premier League campaigns he's been in. There is obviously, when he retires, I'm gonna say this now, when he retires, he is in the same category as Lampard, Gerrard, and Scholes, because he's been the best. Honestly, out of all of them, ability-wise, but I think he wipes them. And obviously the others have the trophies, the Champions Leagues, and all the nostalgia, but KDB is something not normal. And in my opinion, I think you guys not having him in is kind of crazy. Obviously, maybe you guys judge it off different stuff.
And
But Barney,
just-
if you said, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say this. If you said you put players in the position that are the best in their position, and you didn't put KDB, I don't know. In my
No,
opinion,
but
I don't know.
I told you, as George said, I based it like very recently. So like 23, 24. I want
That's
to put
alright.
KDB in from then.
Obviously, injury.
Also, one more thing. I actually think KDB is the best midfielder in Premier League history.
Yeah. Oof, alright, fair enough.
Like 100%. Watching him is like, bro, this guy creates chances out of nothing.
Nothing.
Out of not, there's nothing going. He's through against when he plays against us.
Yep.
I crap my pants because sorry, because bro, this guy like he's not normal. He can. There's one goal he scored against us.
I know,
He always
I know,
does it.
John, I
Bang,
know.
bang, bang. I was like, bro, come on, bro.
Yeah.
He creates something out of nothing. He always does it. That's why I rate him so highly. I love players like that as well.
Yeah.
Where they just take the game by the scruff of their neck.
Yeah.
I'm very biased towards them players, to be
Yeah.
honest. And I think KDB is a perfect example of that.
That's alright. What about you, George?
just
Oh yeah,
before,
Nathan,
before
yeah,
George says, 1 second. Think about it as well. KDB was feeding players like Sterling.
yeah.
He's missed so many shots. So many other players missed so many shots. He could have had maybe another 40, 50 assists because of those
Yeah.
misses. He creates, I think, when he was in his prime, he was creating 5, 6, 7 chances a game that you could score off. And we were only finishing 3 or 4 games, like 3 or 4 goals. That's
Yeah.
why, like, I rate him so high. And he's, you know, we're not going to talk about it right now. And like you said, Zaya, we're going to talk about it probably when he retires. He's going to go down as probably top 3 best midfielders in the Premier League.
Yeah, I believe it. What about you, George? What do you think? Well, you didn't have him in.
He's great. But again, I done it from 23, 24. And
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
fair.
you look at the season he had. Was it as good as the other 10 people I had? Probably not. That's why. Because, like, you think about it, like, I had Vert's invincible season. Musiala, he was going crazy every game. Palmer, most goals, assists, like, since he joined the club. Like, out of everyone else, except for Salah and Haaland, I think. Like, all these players, I picked them. They were performing better than him, but it is what it is.
At the end of the day, like, you guys based it off that,
Yeah.
which is, he could have, in my opinion, he could have been higher, straight out. He could have probably been higher if you guys, like, but just based it off, just in general. But I hear what you guys saying, it is unfortunate. KDB, you're always in our hearts, well, and obviously the City fan over there. But he was 7th. He had 14 points, so 2 above Jude, but he is 3 points behind number 6. Now, this guy was in, I think, no, he wasn't in all of ours. He was in all of ours except Leif, which is fair enough. But he is, in my opinion, the best centre back since Sergio Ramos, the best centre back since John Terry in the Premier League. Okay, and you hear that already because John Terry is better than him. Number 6, Virgil van Dijk with 17 points. So I had him. I had VVD at 4. George had him at 4th, and Barney didn't. Oh, he had him at 8th. Okay, yeah, there you go. So you had a pretty low, Barney. That's crazy. And then, unfortunately, Lefty didn't have him in, but it's okay. George, you want to speak on it because you've been doing this all day? So
Yeah, I was waiting for him. I'm like, why is no one picking this guy? And then I realized it's
Doing
because
gang
he's
signs.
higher in the table,
Yeah.
which I'm happy for.
yeah,
To be honest,
So-
as soon as you guys said top 10 in the world, the first name in my head was actually Van Dijk. Like, no one's been. And, like, think about it, take out goals and assists, because it's kind of not fair when you're comparing defenders with attackers. But you just think, like, who is the one player that walks into every team backwards blind? Like, he will play every game. He's going to give you 8 out of 10 minimum every game. He's going to turn your defense into, like, one of the best defenses of all time, even though you've got some people on the right-hand side that don't know how to defend. Like, He's just one of the greatest. And I was looking at his stats. He's only missed 2 Premier League games in the past 2 years.
That's
And every
crazy.
like you never ever hear Van Dijk had a bad game. I'm like, bro, you have to pick him.
I hear it. I hear it. Obviously, if some of you guys don't know, but I love. Look, I like Van Dijk a lot. I hear like he's probably the best since like the company, the Terry, whatever. But if you think about it from a now standpoint, in this generation, Van Dijk has been an actual beast, like like everything you can ask for in a defender. He's got the ball playing, the speed, the defending, the strength, the aura that they have. But like I hear it, like, and he's like, for an example, he would actually honestly fit in any team in world football right now, and he will do exactly what you need. He goes to City, he improves their defense. He goes to Madrid, he improves their defense. He comes to Chelsea, he massively improves our defense. He goes to any team in the league, he slots himself there and says, "This is my position. All of yous, listen to me, bound down," because he's just that good, and I hear it. And I think since he's came to Liverpool, there's not been a centre back that has been better than him. Honestly, in the Premier League, that's what I think. And obviously, he was that close to winning a Ballon d'Or, whatever. But that's I have him that high because I think he's just literally been the best defender for the long time now. And yeah, what about you, Barney?
I mean, mine's very simple. He does his job, and he does it exceptionally. Like you can't fault that man, and he's the best in the world at his position. Like
Literally, yeah.
it's very simple. I don't have to go too deep into it. You can be the most dumbest person on the earth. You can watch this guy and you'll be like, this guy's the best centre back in the world.
Yeah, literally.
He's that good, honestly.
And you know what? His leadership is something that's so underrated. Even when Hendo was there, you can tell, like, when he's with the Dutch team, when he's at Liverpool now with the armband. But the last game they played against United, but he was dead staring Trent. And he was literally, he commands the whole team. The whole team actually listens to him like he's their dad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I like about him.
We need a separate video on that, by the way, Van Dijk and Trent.
Yeah,
Because Trent,
he's rumored to go to someone's team.
I don't want him to come.
He will go to yours.
Keep him, brother.
He's coming for
All right,
free.
so Laith, what about you?
What?
Where would you have had him? Would you have him top, bottom? Where would you have him? Would you have him high in your list if you had him in?
Oh, Van Dijk, he would have made my top 10. I think so. Like, if I was going off, like, currently, best players, everything, like, not talking about all time, he would have been in there. He would have probably
Like,
been
would
like
you have him in top 5
7.
right now?
No,
Or
he wouldn't
bottom?
be. He wouldn't be my top 5. He would be like bottom half, probably like 6th, 7th. He'd make it in
That's
there
alright.
because it's very difficult to place defenders compared to like because attackers, midfielders, they majority of the time get all the credit, like credits and everything, and all the awards, everyone like backing them and everything. So there's very little people going for defenders. But
Yeah.
if I was to choose a defender, Van Dijk would be in there.
I think even
I
like I
think
hear
he's
the
the
point.
closest thing.
Yeah, I think I hear a point where no one gets the credit, but I think, in my opinion, I think out of all the defenders, Virgil gets the biggest credit. Even now in this Liverpool team, the top 3 players are literally the most talked about in this Liverpool team are Salah. Probably if you put Gravenberch in and Van Dijk, they say if you don't have these players in, obviously Trent. But before that game, people was like putting speculations on him, but those are the main players, obviously. So I think Van Dijk, congrats on being 6th place. Now we get into our top 5. This is gonna get fun. Because I'm looking at this list now, there's certain people that aren't gonna be happy. By the way, Van Dijk missed out on the top 5 by 1 point. And Van Dijk had 17 points, and number 5 had 18. Okay? You know, actually, I'll tell you this. From 6th to 4th, it's all by like a point. So 4th had 19th, 5th had 18th, and 6th had 17th. So Virgil had 17, which is 6. And then number 5, he plays for Madrid. He is a Brazilian. He plays on the left.
Oh,
He is Vinicius
Rodrigo.
Jura. Junior Rodrigo.
Rodrigo would be
only
crazy.
reason, I reckon the only reason he's that high is because of me.
Alright, I'm gonna tell you now. I'll start with Barney. No, you know what? I'm gonna start Barney last because it's pretty high. I had him at third. George had him at nowhere. George
That's
didn't have
crazy.
George didn't have him in.
That's
And I don't
crazy.
have him there.
bro.
And
I didn't
obviously
have him there.
he didn't have him there, they didn't have him there.
This is crazy. This is
Barney
very
had him at
crazy.
first. So he had 10
Yeah,
points.
Adam first.
And then I put him at third, which had 18 points. I'm gonna start with Barney, explain why you put him first, and then I'm gonna move on to that man over there.
It's for me. It's very simple. He's the best player in Madrid. His career in Madrid has been very successful so far. He's had 2 Champions League. He scored in both of those Champions Leagues, games, those finals. He's been effective in most Champions League games we played, like in those wins. And even when we haven't won, he's been effective. And in La Liga, when he's been available, he's been our best player as well. And the best players play for the best team, right? And he's the best player and the best team in the world. Obviously, aside from his stupid antics that we see, that I agree with you guys on,
Class.
because he needs to stop that stuff. If he gets out of his game, no one can stop him. No one. I'm telling you now. I've seen this guy. I watch this guy week in, week out. When he plays, he plays. But
Yeah.
he needs to take that out of his game. Honestly. Otherwise, other than that, I think he's the best player in the world. He's shown it so far career-wise as well.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not internationally, but club level.
I think that's why I didn't put him. Well, I put him high, but the reason I feel like the only reason why I had to have him in the top 5 range is because literally what you said. He's probably been the best player, the most consistent player, obviously for Madrid ever since he signed. Obviously that first season he didn't, but I would have had him probably even lower because of his international. I think if you're the best player at Madrid, you're probably the best player in Brazil right now. That since there's no Neymar, I think you have to take Brazil and like charge them to victory, like Neymar has done for all his life for Brazil. So that's why I think I could have put him lower straight out. I could have put him a bit lower, but I hear the shouts. But I want to know why George didn't have him in, and he had, by the way, who he put above him so far that we've said. He's put Palmer, Wirtz, Van Dijk, Valverde, Jude. And no, even Kane as well.
yeah.
So why, and Musiala?
So,
Why was it neither?
I knew this was going to come up, but the way I chose my top 10, and you guys know me very well, and I'm pretty sure everybody like that knows me very well. For me, you need to play as much as you can, and then be at the top for as long as you can. In my top 3 all had more games and more goals and assists than Vinny did. That was my top 3. And then I looked at international as well, and I just compared him to, like, like, Barney, you're saying Vinny is the best Madrid player. For me, Jude is the best Madrid player. I feel
I
like
don't
if you
agree with
take out Jude, it's worse than if you take out Vinny.
I don't agree with that. I reckon
But
we saw
that's
against
what I'm saying.
Liverpool. Vinny against Liverpool. What happened to Madrid? Vinny against Madrid against Liverpool. What happened without Vinny?
Okay,
Sorry,
what
that's
happened?
That's what I tried to say.
Well, Madrid versus Valencia. Who saved them?
And then Jude, obviously. But okay, what about Madrid versus Atalanta? That was
That's why.
all Vinny. Vinny was crazy that game. That was
Yeah, but
probably
let's
our
not.
most important game of the season.
Yeah, but let's not pretend like Atlanta didn't miss an open goal in the last minute. Like that could have been
But
a
that's
2-2
not
draw.
our fault. That's their fault.
No. But I'm saying, like, regardless, it's not like for me.
Can I just tell you something?
Even for
Can I
Brazil-
just tell you something?
No, wait.
Let me
Because
tell you
even for
something.
Brazil, this like
you're a
when
criminal.
you no when you're saying
No,
we
you're a
can't
criminal.
count international, we can't
No,
count
you're a
international, you can't be like, oh no, we have to take out international because his team is bad. You can't do that. If you're good enough, if you're the best player, you have to, like Zayd said, you have to go and you have to carry that team by yourself. That
What has
England
Cole Palmer
team.
done better internationally than Vinny?
Wait,
He
that
scored in the
England-
final.
He scored a goal in the final.
One goal. One goal.
Hey,
How many
he
did
was on
Vinny
the
score?
starter.
How many did
Where was
Vinny
Vinny?
score?
Hey.
Nothing. In the Copa America, the two favorites were Argentina and Brazil, and the third favorite was Uruguay because of their team. Brazil crashed out in the quarterfinals. And even if Vinny was suspended, he wasn't having a good tournament in the beginning, regardless. He wasn't really taking it off by storm. He got suspended after 2 group games. Like, if you want to be the best in the world and you put him at number 1, I can't have a player number 1 that can't perform internationally. That's just my opinion. And like, literally everybody in my top 10 performed internationally. And there was Euros and there was Copa America as well. So like, literally no one in that top 10 played badly for the international team. And no one in that top 10 played less games than Vinny did. For me. Because even, like, as I say, the best ability is availability. And if Vinny can only play 60 games because he keeps getting suspended, injured, I don't know. Injuries, fair enough, but the suspensions are way too much, especially for an attacker.
But he barely gets suspended.
He's
When
played.
does he get suspended?
I'll tell you right now.
Okay.
I'll tell you right now. He's played 62 games since the start of last year. Mbappe, Salah, and Haaland have played 70 plus. So even if he's injured, his injuries are a bit, but his suspensions are a lot more. He's just copped a 3-game ban, and the Copa America when he got suspended for that 1 game, and last year he got sent off a couple times as well. It all adds up. That's why, for me,
I
why
think-
he wasn't in my top 10.
I think you've got it all wrong. I think you're a criminal. I think that you shouldn't be able to vote anymore. I don't want to hear it anymore, honestly.
I came with the stats. And
No,
they
no,
delivered.
honestly,
I
no,
can't-
no, no. These stats, these whatever, I've had enough, bro. Honestly, you saw what he was doing to the best of the best last season. The best of the best in the Champions League.
Who was best of the best?
Anyone. The best teams in the world.
Bayern.
City.
City.
Bayern. Dortmund.
He didn't do anything
Leipzig.
against City. It wasn't him who played the game against City. It was a penalty shootout.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
He
Vinny
still
wasn't
played.
there.
He still played.
He was
Vinny
in
is
Kyle
our
Walker's
most
back
important player. Vinny is
He's
our
done it
most important
twice.
player.
Back pocket.
Vinny
And
is our most
now
important
Kyle
player.
Walker decided to take
Okay.
a year
So
off.
Leif, you didn't have him
Um,
in. Would you had
Yeah,
had
the
him?
reason
Would
why
you have had him
the
in?
reason, I was gonna say the reason why I didn't choose Vinny was because I don't think he would be in my top 10. Because I think he would
He
have been
would
in my
be?
top 5. I think
Okay,
he'll
that's
be in my
fair
top 5. I think he'll be in there, but like George said, because of so many little issues, and don't get me wrong, and I'm not like, it's not against Madrid or anything, but I think Vinny's been good, but he's only had a one-off good season. Like he's a standout.
No,
You know what I mean?
No,
And
you
that was
can't
last
say
season.
one
No,
off.
One off.
You can't say
Yeah,
one
but
off.
no, but I'm talking about one-off good season. The season before that, he was all right, bro, but he wasn't up there.
No,
like
he played
wasn't.
very
He wasn't.
good.
But
He
he,
played
wasn't
very
up
good
there
that
where you're
season
gonna
as
be
well.
like he's competing with.
What about the season
the
before that
Mbappes,
as
the
well with
Haalands and
Benzema?
everything.
What about the
That
season
Benzema
before
was
that with
competing.
Benzema?
Benzema was
Yeah, but
competing.
he was assisting everything to Benzema.
Barely. So was everyone else in that
Oh,
team.
No, don't say
I think you
barely.
guys.
No,
I
no,
think. I
no.
think. Listen,
No,
I think you guys are.
Look at it now. You're not looking at it like that. Look at him now. Like last season, Vinny had, I think it was like 20 plus goals or 30 plus goals and assists. 40, I don't know, whatever it was. The season before that, I think he had only like in his 20s goals and assists. Or
Yeah,
something
but
like
remember,
that. He just
he's-
hit the 30.
he's-
He just hit the 30.
Yeah, but remember, he's been like. He's given me the vibes where, like, even the Jude vibes where, you need something, you go through Vinny. You need a goal, you go to Vinny. Because Vinny is the biggest output apart. And remember this, and Barney can tell you, he was the main reason, one of the main reasons, him and Toni Kroos were the main reasons why they won the Champions League. Scored in the finals, scored in the quarters, scored against Bayern, scored against all these teams in the group stages, and they
The
won
Leipzig winner as well.
a Leipzig winner as well. He done all of that to go and even scored in the Champions League final to win, not even win the game, but he got them 1-0. And with Vinny, obviously, I obviously everyone knows about the debate between a certain man and why he didn't win the Ballon d'Or, blah 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 blah. But obviously the main two things why I don't, what I don't like about Vinny, and you said it, we touched base on it before, his attitude and his international. And if he can get rid of his attitude and play like the player that everyone admires, every Madrid player admires, every Brazil fan admires, whatever, every La Liga fan admires, he will be easily one of the best players in the world.
I
And
reckon
if he
with
can
that attitude
improve,
things,
yes, but remember, because if you look at
it's difficult. It's also difficult attitude, bro, because he goes through a lot of stuff.
he
as well
does,
in La Liga.
he
He does go through a lot of stuff, whether it's racism,
But he asked
whether
for
it's
it.
you know what, in Mallorca, what's his name? What's their right back's name? I forgot his name, bro. Anyway, their right back, he's like, I would knock out Vinicius in 10 seconds if I was in a fight with him. When players are saying this about you, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, but what was
Like,
Ramos
obviously
and
he's gonna
Pepe
be
doing against
agitated.
Messi? You're telling me Ramos and Pepe weren't doing that to Messi every single time they played him?
So you got you
They
comparing
treated
him,
him-
you comparing Messi to Vinny.
He's not.
It
He's
doesn't
not
matter.
going public.
They-
He's not going in public. He's not going in public and saying, "Yo, I'm gonna kill this guy."
Messi
Or whatever,
was
I'm gonna knock
treated
this guy out.
way worse
All right,
than,
but can I tell
than
you something?
Vinny was. I'm
No,
telling
he
you
wasn't.
right now.
No, he
Yes, he
wasn't.
was.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Messi was.
Are you
looked
kidding
like a
me?
God in La Liga. Look,
No. No.
bro. If
No.
you see the stadiums that
No.
Vinny plays in, away
Yeah.
from home, and you see the racist chance that goes on, you'll see.
What about Dani
you'll-
Alves?
No,
Didn't
exactly.
Dani Alves cop it?
Yeah,
we don't talk about him. He's convicted for something. Come on,
exactly.
that-
Exactly.
No,
He's a
but
rapist.
I
We
don't
don't talk
care.
about
I don't
rapists.
care. The point is that goes throughout all of La Liga. I don't see the other players that are like Vinicius behave the same way he does. I don't. And if you want to be a top player, you want to be the best player in the world, you have to control yourself. You have to control your
No, I
emotions.
agree. I agree.
you can't
I'm
be
not
like,
saying
oh, it's
I
not
don't
my
agree. I'm not saying, bro. When did I say I don't agree? I
'cause
said
you're-
I
'cause-
agree.
No, but you're
No,
saying like
but
look
there's a
at
reason
look
to
at the
it.
environment.
No,
it doesn't
no,
matter
no,
if there's
no,
a reason.
Just wait, just.
It doesn't
yes,
matter if there's a
does
reason.
Matter.
No, it
does
doesn't.
matter.
No.
So if I'm playing in a stadium and if someone calls me a Syrian dog, do you think
Yeah.
I'm not going to go and get angry at that?
You can't. You can't. You can't.
Okay.
You
Okay.
can't. Bro,
Okay.
me and Laith have been at games. We've coached at games. We've copped not the same
Okay.
treatment as Vinny, but we've copped it as well. We're not allowed to talk back. We're not allowed to say anything. Okay? You cop it in the chin and you move on. That's your responsibility. Your responsibility as a player is on the pitch. You play your game, you go home. You can't then
George,
start
honestly,
trouble
not
and be
having
like,
him,
It's not. It's,
having him not
it's
in the
very
top 10,
different.
not having him in the top 10 of what he's done
Yeah,
so far,
I already-
is
I already
kind of
told you.
biased.
no, but I already told you I was
No,
in my top
definitely
10.
biased.
And
It's
if you
definitely
compare, it's not biased.
If you compare
com-
last season, you're talking
No, no,
about
no.
last season, he won the Champions
Here's the
League and
thing.
the league
Jail
last
time.
season.
Jail time.
Listen, every single stat that I put up for all
Hello,
these
sir?
players against
You need
Each other?
Like,
all of
Jail
them,
this guy right here,
none of
please.
them were in favor
You
of
did put
Vinny.
Vinny in top
If you
10.
want to accept it, you can accept it. If not, that's
Yeah,
not my
yeah,
fault,
okay.
bro.
I back.
That's my
you.
opinion.
I back you.
please.
I
Nah,
back
I don't need.
I don't
I
know.
don't
I
need
don't care.
anyone.
I don't
care.
I
No, no,
don't
I know.
need
I
anyone
know,
to
I
back
know,
me.
but I back what you. No, but I'm
Like-
trying to say I back you
Vinny
for the
not in
reasons
top
you
10 is
chose.
crazy, bro. It's like
Bunny,
saying
you put-
Simeone's the top 10 manager of all time.
We're not going to get into
No,
that.
no,
We're not
no.
going to get into that.
The problem is every time I bring a stat, you say no stats, and then when you want to prove a point, you bring in stats.
Yeah,
Because
so
you-
George,
you need to pick your
look,
battles.
look, we've spent too much
Vinny
time on
doesn't
Vinny and
play with stats.
Listen.
You need to look at the football
Listen,
pitch.
okay,
He's
okay.
effective at what he does,
guys.
bro.
Listen,
or Salah?
we're not gonna get into this.
I'm not
Listen,
going to get into this, bro.
Listen, listen,
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
say this.
Thank you
I'm
very
gonna say
much.
okay,
Done.
but
That's it.
But listen, I'm gonna say this now because we spent too much time on Vinny. He was fifth, 18
for Stevie
points.
Wonder.
Okay, but remember this, George. I'm gonna end it off this. If you're going off best last season, no one apart from this list has had a better last season. And you put this guy, by the way, very high. Who I'm gonna say it later on. You put him higher, and Vinny won 2 trophies that year. Champions League best player, not La Liga, and the only problem that you probably didn't put him in is because he played less games. But he had a bad Copa America. But he's won 2 trophies at La Liga, a Champions League, integral in the Champions League, and he was their best player in the Champions League. So
I
if he
judged
didn't
it
put him
off
in,
individual
that's
seasons.
complete
I
bias.
didn't include team
Individual
stuff.
season, he had like
I
20,
didn't.
30 plus.
No. It wasn't as good as everyone else, and I can show them to you afterwards. It
we'll
wasn't
go-
as good as everyone else.
No, we'll go off. We understand now George is very biased. But at number 4,
It's not, Nana. You can't say I'm biased, but you guys never call each other out for your own biases. That's not
Hey,
biased.
hey,
I've
I
used
didn't say
stats
I didn't say
completely.
biased.
I do. I have bias. I have Madrid bias. I don't care.
I haven't-
But you need to.
Okay,
you
but
need
listen.
to admit that you're anti.
Listen.
I've lost the
You need to
channel.
admit it.
There's
I've
no,
lost
no,
it.
listen.
I've lost the
listen,
I've lost the
listen.
room.
There is literally
Zach,
no
control,
bias.
control, please.
No, there is
Gotta
no,
keep going.
there is no bias in my top 10. None. I told you. If there was bias, I
Palmer?
wouldn't use stats. If there was, go tell me Palmer's stats from 23-24
Are you
until
saying
now.
Musiala's
it's-
stats were better than Vinny's stats?
Yes.
So
Check
you're
them.
going. So you're going. Base this season had a better season because of stats, not what they won.
And no, I didn't add what they won. I
Okay,
didn't
so
add
what they won, Vinny's won better than most of these dons in probably the best out of all these dons in the list.
Yeah, but I didn't add their trophies because trophies
Alright.
for me are a team achievement. They're not an individual achievement.
Listen,
He was in tech. You know, I'm gonna continue. All right.
Just continue. Just
In
continue. It's
19,
okay.
in fourth, 19th place, so Vinny was 1 point behind him. Okay. And he was in all of our lists. I'm pretty sure. So if I go through, yeah, he was in all of our lists. Even latest one, thank God. But it is the Norwegian striker Erling Haaland who beat Vinny by 1 point, so he's in the top 4. I had
He
him
would've-
in. I had him in at 7th. George had him in at 3rd. Barney had him in at 6th, and Leith had him in at 9th. You've had the lowest, and you're a City fan, so it's pretty fair.
yeah, but you understood my
Yeah, of course.
list.
You explained it, which understands it. All right.
Yeah.
So he beat Vinny by 1 point. So what has Haaland done that last season? I was better than Vinny. You're gonna say more goals, right? You're gonna say more goals. Was he integral
won-
to that City team? What did he win? He won the
Yes.
Premier League. That's it.
Yes.
He only
You
won the
take away
Premier
those
League.
goals. Wait, you take
only
away
won
those
the Premier
goals from
League.
City.
He only won the
Okay,
Premier League.
okay.
Vinny
But
won
are you-
2 things. He only won the Premier League.
Okay.
Come on.
Regardless, as I've already explained to you what I've judged it on, I'm not going to keep repeating what I've judged it
Of
on.
course.
Based on what I judged them on, Haaland was better than Vinny. Full stop.
Leith, why'd you have him at 9th? You're
Why
a
did I
City
have
fan
him
as
at
well.
ninth?
Yeah.
Because we were speaking about all time, and I think he deserves to be in there because he's still very young. What he's accomplished for all the teams he's played with. He's won a
Yeah.
Champions League already with City. He's won a treble with City. He's broken the records in the Premier League. Many records. First, I think he broke the goal record twice. The first season and the second season.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's so close to getting I think he's
100
only
goals
like
already.
2 or 3 hat-tricks away from equaling Shearer and Aguero or something. So he's up there, and he's played like 30% or half of the games the other guys have played. I think Shearer's played like 700 games or something. I don't even know how many. He's only hit like 150 games or 100 games or something for City. So he should be there if he's that young and he's getting those goals, those stats, those games. He's so important to those teams.
Yeah.
I think this kid,
100%.
another 5-10 years, he could be up there, top 5. Yeah. So yeah.
Just a disclaimer, ladies and gentlemen.
He was cooking, he was cooking.
Today. Yeah.
Let him cook.
He's have a very bad internet problem, so it's alright. But we all know why you.
did it
put
cut
him
out?
in. It's alright. Yeah, it's alright. Doesn't matter. We all understand it, so
I
it's
think
alright.
it'll show up. I think it'll show up.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
alright.
Yeah, it will show up in the.
But we'll continue from there. So, yeah, I hear what you say, Leith. I put him in my opinion. I think he is the best striker right now. He's came into the Premier League, he scored 50 goals that season. 50 goals. He broke the record in his first season. The second season, which is what you guys probably base it off, which was last season, he scored 27 goals in the league. And he was injured majority of the season. He can't score 27 goals in that league. Now, this is his worst season at City. He has 20 goals. That's not, I promise that's not normal. I promise that's not normal. As a striker, if you're doing that and you're getting called rubbish, you still have 20 goals in the Premier League, and there's been 20 games, that's not a normal stat. And this many games last season, like 2 seasons ago, he probably had like 24, 25 goals already. But that's phenomenal. And I say this a lot, I think he will be, he probably is, in contention of the best goal scorer in Premier League history already. In 3 seasons, he scored like literally almost 100 goals. That's crazy. That is insane to me. It just shows what a proper striker is. And I think I do feel for him because I think he's trying to adapt to a system where he needs to drop in, play the touch, pass, whatever, hold up play. But a striker like Haaland is more of a transitional striker, as we saw at Dortmund. Or he would fit in a system better like in Madrid or in a Liverpool or whatever because there's that transition. And he's only 23, 22, whatever.
24.
Yeah, he's 24. He's getting even better and better and stronger, and his goal scoring, his different type of shot selection, it's good, man. I like it, and he deserves to be in our top 10, honestly. Ahead of Vinny is crazy, but I hear it. Barney?
Best striker in the world. Honestly, I feel like he's underrated as well.
Yeah.
I actually think he's underrated because 20 goals in the Premier League is no joke.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like people are overlooking him, especially this season. They think it's normal. He's the best player in the world. But bro, you got to realize these are not normal stats. Like, even in his supposedly bad season, he's scoring 20, like you said, Zaya. It's insane. And I agree with what you said as well about him being in a different team. I reckon he suits our system very perfectly compared to City's. He needs a Vinny in his team. He needs a Rodrigo in his team. We didn't need a Mbappe. We needed a Haaland. And I feel like he is a guy who can be there in those critical positions in critical moments, if you get what I'm saying. He will be there. And that's why I like Haaland.
You know, I think the scariest thing is watching him press. Like, imagine you see 6'2" striker who's strong and fast just running at you. I promise if I was a centre back, I'd run away. With the ball, I'll grab the ball and I'll start running. He's so scary. His press, his speed, his strength, his finishing, everything about it is literally the most perfect, like, poacher. George, you have any words?
Best,
No?
probably the second best Premier League player in the world, like in the past 2 years. Only behind probably the person we're gonna say up next.
Yeah, so that's fair enough. I think if you give him a little bit more time, I think next season he might hit 100 goals. And in 4 seasons, in a little bit amount of games, that's crazy
Yeah.
to me. So, but he
Comparing
beat
myself
Vinny
to
by
the
1
next guy.
point. I think he beat Vinny by 1 point. So, it literally, I think if anyone else had Vinny in, Vinny would have beaten Haaland. I think, you know what? No. If Leif or George had Vinny from 9th, there's a cat in front of George. That is George's cat. But as I was saying,
Can you-
if Vinny was from anyone's list from 9th onwards, he would have been above Haaland. So from both you and from
But
both George
can I
and Leif,
say-
that's crazy in my opinion.
But if I changed my list completely, it would have been different as well.
A lot of people would have
Because-
been mixed and
Because
matched. Yeah.
Haaland would have been like top 3 for me probably.
Yeah, probably.
You know?
I don't know. Yeah.
He would have been easy in my top 3, top 4.
Yeah.
Same
But-
with George. If he added Vinny, or if we decided to go off this current generation, because according to majority of you guys, everyone's player teams or like top 10s have gone off the youngest players, because that's what
Yeah.
they sound like. The youngest
I've
players
gone
in
like
each
from
position.
the last like maybe 5 to 10 years. So I put on those people. So, but
Yeah.
I hear it. All right. So, like I said, from 4th to 6th, it was 19, 18, 17 points. This is a pretty big jump. Haaland had 19 points, while 3rd place had 26 points. He missed out on 2nd by 2 points. 2nd had 28 points. At 3rd place, it is the Egyptian king, Mohamed Salah. In the 3rd place, we all had him in. I'm pretty sure. If I double check, I don't know. Maybe they didn't have him in.
Yeah, I did.
You had
I
him
did.
in. Where is mine? Okay, there we go. So
I think I had Salah 6th or 7th on my one.
You
think I
had
had
Salah.
eighth.
You had Salah 8th.
Eighth.
Barney had Salah at 4th. George had him at 2nd. And I had him at 2nd. Alright.
Okay.
So, pretty close. I'm going to start off by saying I think Salah has been Liverpool's best player ever. I think I can
Most
generally
important
say
player.
he's better than, not even the most important, but he's been better than Gerrard, his career. Okay, he's been better than all these old legends that has been at Liverpool. He's been consistently scoring 20 goals plus every season he's been at Liverpool. And my bias, he always says, I love Hazard. Hazard's been this. Anyone's going to say, well, longevity, the stats, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? The one thing I can't deny from Salah is the goal scoring output, and everything that he has done from now is something not normal, and we see it now where he's literally playing the game for fun. He's literally scoring goals for free. His chance creating has been so much better, and you know what? He's not even looked like he's downgraded in like physicality and all his health wise, and like he just looks. You know what? Whoever fixed his hairline and cut his hair, wow, you've saved
I need
Liverpool's
that.
life.
I need
Leif
that.
needs that to get back to his prime.
Save the city career.
But I think he's been integral to that Liverpool team since he's been in the squad. Like, I'm gonna let you guys go ahead. I don't know. Anyone else want to pick up from? I think George, you put same as me. You put him second. So why would
I have
you
him second. He is a Ballon d'Or away from being, in my opinion, the best Premier League player of all time.
Oof.
Just give him a Ballon d'Or, and he is
Better than Ronaldo.
like, literally better than Ronaldo. Because think about the amount of time Ronaldo spent in the Premier League
He has a
compared to
Ballon d'Or.
the amount of time that Salah spent in the Premier League, and then compare Ronaldo's output in the Premier League to Salah's output in the Premier League. And also, Ronaldo joined a stacked United team, which was winning, then won with him, and continued to win without him for a couple more years. Salah joined a Liverpool team that was underperforming, made them win, and now they literally cannot lose him because he is one of the two reasons that they actually win games, apart from Van Dijk, in my opinion. So yeah, just give him a Ballon d'Or so he can cement his place as the greatest Premier League player of all time because he deserves it.
Can I argue with that?
Go for it.
Also, Wayne Neely compares Ronaldo's position to Salah's position.
Both on the wing.
They're
No.
both on the wing.
Ronaldo was bit deeper. He
Ronaldo
played like a
was a
left
bit
mid,
more
not like a
midfielder.
left winger. Yeah. Played more
They
like
were
a
both
Salah's a bit
on the
more,
wing.
more midfielder.
Yeah, but
And if
Salah's,
anything-
Salah's position
if
is
any-
different to Ronaldo's because Salah was playing more like an inside, like he would play more like a striker than Ronaldo did.
But Ronaldo played as a striker up top with Rooney as well. Let's not forget that. And you can see in the clips, in his highlights,
Sorry.
the main two up front, Ronaldo's always there. They never trusted Ronaldo to defend. So Ronaldo was always up there ready for the counters. Like this myth of like Ronaldo not playing as a striker, I don't know what, bro, bun it. He was always playing as an attacker.
Yeah,
but he never
Ronaldo
played
won
as
the
a
Ballon
sole
d'Or at
striker.
23. Ronaldo
Huh?
won the Ballon d'Or at 23, and Salah might win it at 32 or whatever how old
You
it
know,
is.
that's the Ronaldo
Yeah,
Messi
but-
dominance, to be fair. Salah
Yeah.
could have won it when they
Yeah,
won the
that's-
Champions League.
Could have, should have, would have. But I hear it, honestly. That I put him up there because what he's done. To say he's one Ballon d'Or away from being the best, no, I don't know. There's still the Henrys, the Hazards, the Ronaldos, the Wayne Rooney, all these kind of players. He will be in the top 10.
No.
I'd
think
say
he's
that.
better than
He's been in-
not all of them, but he's better than most of these guys. Besides
Ah.
Henry, Shearer, and like one or two midfielders, I don't think there's many out there that probably
I think he's
are better
already.
than you know.
No, I think he's already
Salah's
the best
there, I think,
Liverpool
top
player.
10.
I think he's the best Liverpool player of all time.
Isn't he
And-
like all-time scorer for Liverpool, or is he
No,
close to?
No,
Isn't he?
he's a bit away.
I
he's
think
a bit
he
away.
is. I'm not
Like,
sure. Maybe.
we got to consider that the person that's all-time scorer for Liverpool is playing striker.
Dalglish, yeah.
Salah's playing winger, and I think he's on like almost.
Yeah, but
He's almost, I think, equaling Aguero's record. He just surpassed Henry and someone else In the
Yeah,
but you
Premier-
gotta-
Salah's 100 and a bit goals away from being top, bro. He's not.
Yeah.
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 I don't. I feel like, Bunny. Do you have any words for him?
He's like a very, very good player in my opinion. Like he does his job.
That's fantastic.
Honestly, like what can I say? He's a right winger. He does his job. He scores goals. That's what you need to do. Today I'm like Roy Keane. Honestly, call me Roy Barney.
Get out.
That's all I can say. to be honest. I put him. What did I put him? Fourth. There's a reason why I put him fourth.
You put
He's
him.
one of the best in this generation.
Yeah, you put him fourth.
I put him.
Yeah.
I put him 8th for my reasons.
Yeah, you did. You put Neuer above him,
My
which is pretty
reason is
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, because Neuer is a keeper, and it's very, very difficult to have a keeper so good. You know?
I want to know who you put number one. And
Okay.
if it's a player, I'm thinking it's
All right.
crazy, bro.
So obviously, congrats to Salah. You're in the top 3. He is now 2 points behind this player, who I think is a bit too high. At number 2, by the way, there is a 10-point difference between second
Someone's
and
frauded.
first.
I'm telling you now, someone's frauded.
There's a
If
10
it's who
point
I think it
difference.
is, someone's
Yeah.
frauded.
There's a
Yeah.
10 points difference between first and second. Okay?
I think I've messed up.
I'm gonna say second. And then I'll say number 1 after.
Okay.
I think I've messed up. By the way, if I would redo it, I would switch them.
In second place is the recent Ballon d'Or winner, Rodri,
Okay.
with
Okay,
28
Someone's
points.
frauded them, put him
So
first. bro.
number 1 and the best player right now is Kylian Mbappe. I'll say where everyone had Rodri. I had Rodri at 5th. George had him at 5th as well, my brother. Barney had Rodri in 2nd. For a man that was absolutely
He was
killing him.
fuming,
Yeah.
hating him.
Yeah.
I'm not. I didn't hate him. I never said I hated him.
Okay. And
When did I
then
say I
Lane,
hated him? I just think,
I'm ending this
bro,
friendship.
don't start this, please.
Lane
Please.
had him at 4th. So I think
Do I have him the highest, bro?
you have him the the man that said to himself that he robbed Vinny of a Ballon d'Or has
why
him the
I put him
highest.
first, man.
Yeah, so and then Mbappe, we all had him at 1st except, you know what? This is crazy. Barney had Vinny 1st, Rodri 2nd, Mbappe 3rd. So you are a criminal. You should be on jail time.
No. Actually, I told you. I'd switch Rodri and Mbappe.
Well, you can't switch
Too
anymore.
late,
So
bro.
No.
You can't.
That's my fault.
95%
I had
That's
Chris
fine.
on my
us.
team.
Yeah.
I have to live with it.
Actively playing.
Get out of here, Juventus
uh,
fraud.
Come on. But Mbappe had 10 points above Rodri. He had 95% of us putting him around the first place position. Rodri was 70% and Salah was 65%. So it was a pretty big jump from 4th to 3rd and a huge jump from 2nd to 1st. So, yeah, I'm going to start with Rodri. I think he's a bit too high. I think above Salah and above Vinny and Haaland. I think maybe above Haaland, yes. Above Vinny, maybe. Above Salah is crazy. But I hear it. He's probably been the best DM this generation so far since Casemiro and since Busquets. I think as we see it now, City are actually... My God bless you. Rodri has been an absolute staple for City, and ever since he's come down with that big injury, he has been...
What?
Ah!
You gotta stop laughing.
Sneeze, man.
Switch it, man. Bro, I need to Google that.
That's-
This is the whole day, cuz.
That sneeze was horrible, bro. He did that.
Um,
That's what.
I'm telling you, I'm not even editing this out. Huh? That's saying
That's the reason
I've been
Rodri's in
sick
his.
the whole day. Just so you know, guys, I've been sick the whole day. I've gone 10 hours of work and I'm doing this. Yalla Shabab, quick.
Rodri's second with 28 points, and like I said, ever since he's been dropped out of the City team with that injury, City have been in like a horrible position, and I'm pretty sure Laith, you can go upon it if you want to speak.
Yes, let me tell you why he's so good. Okay, I didn't put him in my
Tell us.
top two, top whatever. I put him fourth, obviously.
That's how good he
For
is.
my
You put him fourth.
no. But if you see the players I put ahead of him, you'd understand. He's
Zico.
so important for that team. You can see it this season alone. He's done it for I think 2-3 seasons where he's been so consistent, but he's been underrated these last 2-3 seasons until this season where he did win the Ballon d'Or. Everyone noticed, oh, Rodri's actually important. He's good, this and that. He's done it for City. I think he's won every trophy he can for club and international besides the World Cup. Every trophy he can win right now, he's won it. Besides World Cup, he's won a Ballon d'Or. He's won, he's pretty much almost accomplished football. He's missing
But as a
one
DM.
trophy, one big trophy. As a DM,
As a DM,
he scores, he
as a
assists.
DM,
He's
it's
very
crazy.
good at passing.
Yeah,
He's
Oh,
so good. I
man.
think he gets over 90% passing accuracy in heaps of their games.
You know what? And I'm gonna go upon it because I always between me and Barney, I back Rodri so much from winning the Ballon d'Or. If you look at the season they both had, obviously Vinny probably won more significant club trophies, but Rodri, that last season, lost one game. Him, lost one game, and that was the game he got red carded. He won every other game that he played. He won the Euros. Probably the best player in the Euros. I think he won best player.
No, I didn't.
Who won it?
I
Yeah,
know.
he did.
Did
He
he?
did. He got the MVP.
He got
Oh,
he
my
got
bad,
best
sorry.
he got best player.
But
Oh,
I
he did, yeah.
disagree with that shout, to be honest.
I think if
He's the
you
best player in
think
the
about
Euros.
it, as a
I
DM,
think there was better midfielders in that
no,
Spain
no,
team.
no, that's crazy. Okay. The only thing that got him was the final where he got injured. Okay, that's fair. Zubimendi came in and done the
not
job.
only
I
that.
understand. I hear it.
Not only that, but just there were who's the other midfielder? I forgot to say.
He's like Fabian
Olmo.
Ruiz and
Fabian Ruiz.
Dani
Yeah, he was
Olmo.
very important for them.
Oh,
yeah,
but-
they were very important.
Yeah, but Rodri was the best player in that team till the final where he got injured and he got subbed off. But you're completely disregarding what he done. And remember, for City, there was no one he played next to. There was not another midfielder. They said, okay, go play KDB and Foden and whoever above. Let me do the midfield by myself. He pressed like a dog. He pressed like an absolute dog, hounding down, wins the ball back, plays those through balls, carries the ball, can play centre back, can play DM. He can do this 8 role. Bro,
His
he
leadership
ended the
is good as
season
well.
as a 6. As a DM, he ended the season with 16 goals and 14 assists as a CDM. In that Champions League they won, scored the winner in the final, scored the goal against Bayern. Bro, what else do you want? When De Bruyne was out, he was assisting Haaland. He was chance creating from DM for Haaland. And the crazy thing about him as well is like what Leif said, it's the mentality he has, the leadership he has. He does anything you want him to do, he will do it. And you can see him now, he's fiending, doing dark arts to come back to the City team. Just to prove a point, to show that the reason we're losing is me. Because I'm not there. So when I'm back, watch what I'm about to do. George,
Gonna be cooking.
do you have any
He's
thoughts?
just literally, you guys covered all of it, and
Yeah.
even you think about their title runs. How many games did he end up scoring the winner in like the last minute? I can remember
Yeah.
already Everton, Arsenal away, off the top of my
Aston
head,
Villa.
and there's many more. Like,
The Villa one,
so
yeah.
he's literally got games where he has, from minute 1 to minute 90, he's won the game on his own. Like,
He done it against Arsenal as well.
Bro, you know how we
remember?
say, yeah. You know how we say Valverde scores those bangers? But Rodri does it as well. Not like as like far and
Not as
power.
frequent, but
Yeah,
he still does
but he
it.
scores. Like you know what I mean? Like I think he's so completely disregarded as probably the best midfielder in the world right now. Okay, I said it. The best midfielder in the world right now.
And he's only what,
Better
26,
than
27, I think.
bro. He's in his prime years. Prime years. He's won a Ballon d'Or, my brothers.
Mm.
But what about you, Barney? Because you did say some stuff. You didn't. I think you had him. You had him second. You probably would have him. You were just putting on him. But you have him second. Thoughts?
No. Look, I'm not saying he's a bad midfielder or anything, right? What what I like about Rodri, honestly, you guys think I hate him. I just think that Vinny deserves a Ballon d'Or more than him. That's all I thought. Yeah. But what I like about Rodri, and you've never heard me praise Rodri before, right? I actually love the way he's so consistently good. As a player, and I agree with you, George, as well, what you were saying about Vinny. You have to be consistently good. Day in, day out, he just puts like the performances in. And you see it for City. He's the most important player. You're seeing it this year. He's out of the team. Look what's happening. There's a hole in that midfield that they cannot replace. They need him back so badly. Rodri is a very, very good player. I can't disregard that. You have to admit it. If you're a football fan in any country of this world, but I just want to swap my two, please, if possible.
No. Because he wants to swap his third and second because the first place is Mr. Kylian Mbappe with 38 points. I'm not going to speak too much on Mbappe because I say Haaland is a better striker than Mbappe, but Mbappe is a better player. And obviously Mbappe, what he has done, it's a freak of nature what he's done. And now he's at the best team in the world. He's not having the best season, but he's still top goal scorer. But I'm going to let the Mbappe fans, which is those two who were bickering about Vinny, all this video, so you guys can have the stage.
Bro, it was 2 minutes. Relax.
2 hours.
All the
Not
videos.
really,
It was like
hours.
15 minutes. It was like 15
I'm gonna let George go first.
Well, to be honest, from when he was at Monaco, I was like, this guy's gonna be the best player in the world. Like, he's gonna end up being the best player in the world. Played at PSG, people like, oh, it's just PSG, it's just this, it's just that. But the records he's broken, the trophies that he's won on his own, like, I don't know, you can't put it past him. Now he's at Madrid. Just wait, probably give him a couple months.
Next season.
Let him seam into that Madrid team perfectly. As soon as he fixes up his relationship with Vinny and they understand where each other has to be, he'll just take off and he'll be even better than he is right now, to be honest.
What about you, Barney? He's you were putting on him for most of the season.
Okay. Look, the thing is, at the beginning of the season, how I saw Mbappe was like, he just wasn't putting in the effort. That's what I feel like. He was putting in the effort, but like, it was very, bro, you gotta realize something. La Liga is the most technical league in the world. If you are touching the ball a bit too heavy, it's gonna get pounced on, bro. But let me just talk about Mbappe in general now. For me, he's the second best player in the world because of what recently, as I said, 24, I based it on last season, what recently Vinny has done. But if we're talking about careers, bro, Mbappe is a freak of nature. I have my uncle, and shout out to him, right? Because he's been watching football from 1970s, 80s. He's compared Mbappe to R9. You know how crazy that is? Because R9 back in the day was, well, he is the greatest striker of all time. Let's be for real. He compares Mbappe to R9. As George said, if Mbappe clicks, and I'm sure he will,
Yeah, he will.
it's going to be scary. It's going to be very, very scary. Honestly, if he clicks, put Vinny aside. Like, not on the bench, but Mbappe will be the star of the team. he will be if he clicks.
Bro,
And you'll see it because you see it this season. You're saying he's having a bad season, right? Okay, 10 league goals so far in 19 games. Like I don't disagree with you, but he's still the top scorer of Madrid, and Madrid is top of the table. So it's a decent season, but in his standards, he needs to do better. It's just as I said, the league is too technical right now. His touches need to be a tad bit, lighter, not as heavy touches. But if he fixes up his game, it's over for the league, bro.
I hear it. I do hear it. What about you, Leif?
I think Mbappe
What did you have
is-
it? What did you have Mbappe?
I think I had him second.
You had him first.
Second
No,
or
you had
first?
him first.
You had him
I had him first. I think Mbappe is up there, but the main reason why I put him as my number one is because he's broken so many records, like George said, and everything, and so many goals, so many so many years he's been so consistent. But he's done what most of these players can't do. He's won a World Cup on his own. He could have won it a second time if it wasn't for Argentina winning, through penalties,
Bro,
which
he
is
had, like,
ridiculous.
13, 14 goals in the World Cup.
Which
You know
is
how crazy-
it's
You know how
he
crazy
scored a
that
hat
is?
trick
Two.
in the
And only
he scored
two.
a hat trick in the final, which is ridiculous for any player. No one scored that. You know, and he's having a one-off season at Madrid. If
It's his
anything, I'd
first
say write
season,
the
that's
season
all.
off for him. Yeah. Like I would write the
Yeah, it's his
season off
first
for
season,
him.
yeah.
Next season is where I would judge him if I am a Madrid supporter or any football
If I was an
supporter out there.
Mbappe supporter, because if you look at him when he was at France, like in the PSG and all that, honestly, if you were the most donkey player and you go to the French league, you look like a superstar. I'm sorry, it's a rubbish league. But you go to look at him now, yeah. He's not having the best season, but he's scoring 10 goals. He's Real Madrid's top goal scorer, as Barney said. But he's still got that superstar in him. Bro, that game, which game was it where he took it outside, smacked the top bins?
Sevilla, wasn't it?
A Sevilla game, right? Bro, that goal was like how Mbappe was doing it at France.
Now you know which game the Atalanta one, the one he got
The touch.
injured right after it.
Yeah.
That touch, oh my bro, he's back.
Yeah.
As soon as it happened, he gets injured. Like
I
shut
think
up.
he just needs to. I think he just needs to adapt to the whole low block and
Yeah.
getting in from behind most of the time. But I think giving game to game, like he will just be easy. Like, bro, he'll be top 10 players of all time, straight out. If you just give him more time, bro, straight out. Like a player like that, you're a freak of nature. The speed on this kid, the finishing, the dribbling, everything about him. He's just not a good, like, in my
Top
opinion,
10
he's
is
not a
crazy,
good
Sam.
Nah, bro,
Yeah.
honestly, I hear it.
Top
If
10
you're
is
saying-
too early to say.
But if you're
Top
saying,
10 is crazy.
I said
bro.
he completes his career. He's already won.
Bro gave an opinion and said, "Yeah, I hear it." Like he was talking to
You
himself.
gotta
bro.
think it. No, I said I hear it from all of you. No,
We didn't even say anything.
I'm saying from all of you. Whatever. I mean, get out of here, bro. Don't put Vinny in the top 10. Listen, the one thing I say is that if you let him finish his career, and if he continues doing a madness with France, and if he wins more trophies at Madrid, and he keeps scoring goals, why is it not a bad shout to say he can't be a top 10 players of all time?
No, but because it's very early on in his career, bro.
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
still
I said
25,
if you
26.
once he finishes, and let's say he does win all the stuff, bro. At 18, he won a World Cup. He almost won it again. The only one thing is the Euros. He doesn't do good in the Euros. But apart from that, I think it's not a bad shot to say. I think he's probably in the last 10 years, he's probably been one of the best players. That's one thing.
I agree.
I agree.
But yeah, so congratulations, Mbappe. You're the best player of right now. So we'll go through the top 10 honorable mentions. We don't care. So at 10th with 8 points, we got Federico Valverde. 9th with 11 points, we've got Harry Kane. 8th with 12 points, we got Jude Bellingham. 7th with 14 points is Kevin De Bruyne. 6th with Virgil van Dijk is with 17 points is Virgil van Dijk, as we said. 5th with 18 points is Vinny. Fourth with 19 points is Erling Haaland. Third with 26 points is Salah. Second with 28 points is Rodri. And first with 38 points is Kylian Mbappe. And then shout out to Tony Cruz, who didn't make it into the top 10.
Yeah.
It was last season he would have made it, huh?
It was last season. Yeah, I mean, based off last season.
Get out of it.
Um,
You've chosen like all these youngsters before what I what I chose for
I
my
would have
list.
actually chosen Cruz. Cruz would have been first on my list.
Yeah, but
And-
Modric wouldn't make it in your team, yeah?
Nah, he wouldn't.
Well
because,
Well
when we
done.
do an all time,
Well done.
we'll see if these people will be in this list. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, this is hopefully we can bring out more of these kind of episodes for you guys. Also, again, shout out to Top Threads for sponsoring us with these shirts. I'm rocking the Juve. He's rocking the same city. George is rocking his club kit that he
Yeah,
coaches
come
at for the
on.
Hotspur.
No
for the
pump,
Hotspurs.
boys. The only
Uh,
time I wear Hotspurs.
The only time it was Hotspurs. But apart from that, we'll see you guys next week for another video. And I think there should be games next week. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
It's a
Oh,
midweek
you guys
game.
already-
I think.
This weekend, there's midweek games.
There is midweek games. So it will be.
There's a possible El Clasico.
Yeah, so I think watch out for
We just
Barney's
need a win.
take.
We'll see tonight.
Also, this is just one thing. If you guys have any suggestions or what you guys want to see, always leave a comment down below. Send us a message. And also, like and subscribe. Follow us on Insta. Follow us on Spotify. Follow us on TikTok. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.
Yeah.
See everyone.